This is your one and only FireSpark81 with your daily dose of video goodness, and today we are taking a look at the new jewel system in the V Rising Gloomrot update. Let's get to it. So first off, how do you get the jewels? Well, the tier 1 jewels should start dropping around level 35. As you move closer to level 50, 55-ish, you should start to see tier 2 jewels drop rarely. And around level 62-ish, you should start to see tier 3 jewels drop rarely. Now, you do get the ability to craft tier 2 and tier 3 jewels. You will need to be at least level 57-ish. You probably can do it a little bit sooner, but the boss that you need to fight is Raziel the Shepherd, which is a level 57 boss. Once you beat this boss, you will get the crafting station, allowing you to craft the tier 2 jewels. You can find Raziel the Shepherd at this location on your map. You are going to need a holy resist potion to get to him. He is not a new boss. You should be familiar with his mechanics if you've played this game in the past. If not, he's pretty easy to deal with. He puts these little things on the ground that will slow you down if you get close to them. If you stay close to him, he has a knockback ability and he fires a single shot magic missile type deal, and he also fires a beam which will spin around and track you. He also fires a beam that comes down from above and will track you. Overall, if you're prepared for the fight, he's relatively easy to deal with. In order to craft the tier 3 jewels, you will need to beat the Elementalist. She is a level 70 boss, so somewhere around level 70 you should be able to fight her. And she can be found at this location on the map. She also has not really changed from her previous version before this update, and I actually have a guide on my channel which I will link down in the description specifically for her if you are having troubles beating her, so I'm not going to drone on too much about that fight. So now that you know where to get the abilities to craft these jewels, let's talk a little bit about crafting them. The base cost for tier 3 and tier 2 jewels is pretty much the same. It's 4 jewels of whatever color or spell you are using and 4 of a metal. So for example, the tier 2 jewels take 4 iron and 4 regular gems. Once again, that's the base cost. The tier 3 jewels will take 4 dark silver and 4 flawless gems. When you look inside the jewel station, you will see a list of every jewel corresponding with a specific spell. All you do is find the spell you want to modify and then you craft the jewel for it, provided you have the stuff in your inventory to craft said jewel. The abilities that come with that jewel are completely random. You don't get to pick them. And this is the same situation with tier 2 or tier 3. It's a random set of abilities every time you craft them. Now, when it comes to the jewels, each rank adds a new ability. So tier 1 jewels only have 1 ability. Tier 2 jewels have 2 abilities and tier 3 jewels have 3 abilities. From what I can tell, there is a pool of abilities that these things pull from when you are crafting them or when they are generated at drop. And as the jewel levels up, so between tier 1, 2, and 3, that pool of abilities that it can pull from expands. So for example, there are some abilities on tier 3 gems that you will never see on a tier 1 gem, at least not from the limited testing I've been able to do so far. Once you have your jewels, socketing them is pretty easy to do. All you do is open up your spells and then select the spell that corresponds with the jewel that you want to slot. You will see a button over on the right that says edit socket. Click that button. You will be presented with all available jewels for that spell up at the top. Select the jewel you want to socket and click equip jewel. That's it. That's all there is to it. Now, if you want to change these out, you can change them out at any given point of time. I recommend not trying to do it in the middle of combat. You can do it in the middle of combat. I just wouldn't do it because you're probably going to die. But anyway, you can resocket these as many times as you want. There is no negative effects to doing so, and you do not lose your jewels. This is super handy for experimenting and testing things to see what best fits your playstyle. So let's talk a little bit about what you can expect from these. So the tier 1 jewels don't really feel too much different when you cast your spells. They don't add anything major, it's just small little tweaks that may or may not make said spell feel a little better. Tier 2, however, you will start to notice some drastic differences. While I did not see any abilities on tier 2 jewels that drastically change the way a spell functions, for example, there is an ability I saw on a tier 3 jewel that caused a single bolt to become 2 bolts, which drastically changed how the spell operated because they split in a V. So in order to hit targets, you had to aim to the side, as where before you aimed directly at the target. I didn't see anything like that on tier 2 jewels. However, there are abilities on tier 2 jewels that can change up your playstyle. Things like using an ability to heal or shield skeletons instead of using it for blocking or damaging. While you would still be able to use the shield or spell for blocking or damaging, it was more effective for healing. Tier 3 jewels, however, are a little bit different. There are things that can show up apparently on tier 3 jewels that drastically change spells. Now, not all tier 3 jewels are like this. Many of the tier 3 jewels that I saw just felt like stronger versions of tier 2 jewels. Overall, this system is absolutely fantastic, and I can't wait to mess with it more, trying to come up with absolutely broken builds. All right, that is it for this video. Hopefully you found it helpful and informational. If you did, make sure you hit the subscribe button and notification bell so you can be notified when I upload other V Rising videos. And if you're looking for some more V Rising content, you can find a link to another one of my videos on the screen right now. I want to give an absolute massive shout out and thank you to all of my channel supporters for helping to keep these videos sponsor free. You all are absolutely amazing people. If you would like to become an official channel supporter, check out the links in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought. If you're shy, you don't like to comment, just hit that thumbs up button and share your support. Until next time, thanks for watching.